episode 60. What's up, peoples? This is What's Up, Flobo, episode number 60. Thank you so much for checking out this episode and all the other episodes in the What's Up, Flobo canon. Before I start on today, I just want to say thank you. I always say thank you, but I really, really mean it this time. I'm serious that YouTube doesn't really consider you an anybody until you have 1,000 subscribers. I mean it. Like a lot of the tools, a lot of the classes, a lot of things that you can go and experience doesn't really count until you have 1,000. So I want to thank the people this month, especially the most new followers I have, part of the family this month. So I appreciate it. You know, some people can say it's part of the quarantine, but I want to say it's about premium content. And we're just rolling, man, trying to get as many subscribers as we can. Again, it's I appreciate it. I like doing this. I like making content happen, but I would like to have the special like YouTube classes, how to go to YouTube space when it opens up again, or how I can learn from the best for seminars and stuff. You really can't do that unless you have 1,000 people sitting there waiting on your bated breath and every word. Other than that, man, I'm cool. I went out to the store today, impromptu, kind of, because I had enough, really, to last me the week. But I went outside because I was like, well, I'm getting low on toilet paper, but then there's that balance of when do you start looking? You know, like, do you wait to the last roll? That's not smart. But then you don't want to be seen as a hoarder either. So I have like 3 rolls left. And so I said, let me try today to see if there was any, and there wasn't. So it was kind of an experiment, was all for naught. I always get worried going out and coming home with nothing, because it's like, man, I want to go risk danger. I should have something for my efforts. So I totally stopped by Carl's Jr. and broke my diet and didn't even do yoga today. So didn't do yoga, had cheeseburgers for lunch, and didn't get my toilet paper. That's how my day is going. How is your day going? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Now, today's episode is about... Actually, I'll take a step back. So, as part of the AfterBuzz TV wrestling and sports family, we have some meetings with the higher-ups about things to do for the network, things that we can improve, things that we can do in the future to keep people coming back, especially now during the downtime we all have. You know, we get our routines broken a bit. You're not like watching wrestling after a long, hard day of work. If you're at home all day, you actually have to make it a conscious effort to tune in. And that does affect the ratings and all that stuff, and the views and all that stuff. And so there was an idea about having videos about ranking things, like, you know, the best champions or the best whatever. I don't want to go too deep into it because we're doing it in a very, very cool way. I don't want to spoil anything. And if you guys know me, when it comes to wrestling specifically, I hate ranking wrestlers. Hate ranking wrestlers or events or greatest pay-per-view of all time. I personally never saw the point. So I'm going to use this as the gateway to my point I'm going to bring to you today. So when someone asks you what's the greatest wrestler of all time, even if you've never seen wrestling a day in your life, what do you think about? The size of the guy, whether you like the person, how long they had the title. Like, these are all good things, arbitrary things. But what happens? In wrestling, I'll say, hey, the greatest champion of all time is The Undertaker. He's been doing it for so long. He was the champion on both brands in a million different eras. Then someone comes in and says, well, you know, he didn't really have a title this time period, and you can't deny John Cena's been doing it 15 years, and I don't know. And it's like, wrestling's weird because it's sports and entertainment, right? There's no statistics. You can talk about records, but they're all predetermined. So using that for everything else, why do we like to rank things? Why do we say the top Jay-Z albums of all time? Now, if Jay-Z himself came out with, these are my favorites, that's one thing. But there's so many think pieces where someone goes, oh, I'm going to rank all of Van Gogh's paintings from his periods, or I'm going to rank all the shows written by David E. Kelly. It's just, why? I think that betrays the art form. I really do. I feel if someone is creating something, allow them the space to create something else, and you can enjoy something more. You can say, hey, you know what? Raphael is a pretty good Ninja Turtle. He's number 1 in my heart. That's great. But you get down to the bottom and I go, whoa. You have Donatello as number 3. Donatello's the smartest one. He deserves to be number 2. What are we really arguing for? Are we arguing for a list that absolutely means nothing? questions I ask. This happened to me today in a weird way. One of the producers at AfterBuzz, Ryan Nielsen, Rye Guy, tagged me in a post, a meme where it was like a picture of Bill Clinton holding different album covers, vinyl album covers, and the challenges that you fill in the ones you think will go there. So I put in an Outkast album. You guys don't know me, Outkast and The Who, my favorite bands of all time. So I put Stankonia, which is really the first album I bought personally, even though my brother had the older ones, but I bought Stankonia personally. Miss Jackson was a thing we sang all the time in high school. Bombs Over Baghdad is a song I know for heart when I play karaoke. That's my party trick. Every gentleman should have a party trick. And instead of doing corns behind your ear, I can karaoke Bombs Over Baghdad. So I put it there. And then someone's like, sliding my DMs, and goes, I can't believe you put Stankonia. Everyone knows AT-Aliens is the best Outkast album of all time. And then someone goes, I can't believe you put Stankonia. You know love for Aquemini? And, well, let's be real. If you want to go to the original Outkast albums, Bombs Over Baghdad was on Stankonia. That was when it got the most broadest appeal. People still say, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I don't count Speaker Box and Love Below because they're split albums. Even though Hey Ya's a bigger song, that was on Dre's side of that album, right? AT-Aliens is one of the most hardest balance of the Southern flavor and lyricism. So, okay, that's one of the better ones. Aquemini was actually certified 5 mics from the Source Magazine back when the Source Magazine was the authority in hip-hop. All those albums have a claim to being the best, right? Why am I forced to rank them? If someone tells me that AT-Aliens is arbitrarily or objectively better than Stankonia, I'll shrug. Okay, you win. But if you're talking about memories and feelings and the soul of art and that it's supposed to elicit a reaction from your audience, then Stankonia will win every day. This is how we get to an argument, right? It isn't like basketball players. Yeah, you can say, oh, LeBron James is better than Jordan because of these stats. And someone can say, no, Jordan's better than LeBron because of these stats in this time period. But we're talking about art form, talking about like craft. We're talking about things we enjoy, things that bring smiles to our faces, things we worship, things that we are part of, the cultures and stuff. What's the point? You want to be the authority? Fine. Every time I've done a list, it's always, here are 20 things that I like. Here are 10 things that I like. Jack Farmer, friend of mine at AfterBuzz TV and in the DJ space, kept on like ragging me playfully that I didn't have a ranking of like my favorite wrestlers. And I think last year I wrote down a top 10 best champions of all time and top 10 my favorite wrestlers of all time, just to satiate him, to be like, here, I've done it. But it was the hardest thing I ever had to do because it felt so counterintuitive. Give artists a place to grow their space. If you are a fan, just see what you like and what you don't like. Also, I'm also watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine after finishing The Next Generation. And I'm not sure if it's a better show than TNG. The storytelling is different. I'm willing to enjoy it differently. Excuse me. Whoa! Doesn't mean it's a better show or not. So I'm just kind of confused as to what's considered better and what considered is not. Whew! Talked so much, I got my throat all dry, man. Thank you so much for listening to this edition of What's Up, Flobo. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at FloboBoys, on Instagram at Flopito, and of course, Flopito.com. Wait, Dino says, yes, we rank things as better all the time. I have favorite wrestlers and GOAT wrestlers of all time as well. Yeah, I understand that, and I think that's great. But I just feel like, man, why do we force ourselves to do that? Why can't we say, I love Shawn Michaels at this age. I love Cena at this age. Is Shawn Michaels better than Cena? You know, like D'Lo Brown is my favorite wrestler of all time. Is he objectively better than Edge, for example? No, Edge is a skilled technical wrestler and is considered a living legend. But if Edge came out and D'Lo came out and they were both in their primes, I would pop harder for D'Lo. If he elicits more of a response for me, is he not better in my opinion? See, D'Lo gets it. D'Lo's so underappreciated. The greatest European champion of all time. But it's time to get out of here. So, Flobito.com is a website. New content's there every week. Tomorrow with Jack Farmer, wrestling with your questions. So if you have questions, let us know about that. And, of course, it's a whole new era out there for creative people. 2 ways you can support me. Buy a T-shirt at flobito.threadless.com. New styles are there now. And if you have a bit of an inkling to see more behind-the-scenes stuff and more bonus content, I have a Patreon. Patreon.com/FloboBoys. New stuff comes there about once or twice a week. And of course, New Amsterdam Radio is a podcast. So a lot of stuff with my face on it. Make sure you check it out when you can. Until next time, though, be yourself, man, and see you next time.